This is Trish MacGregor with your February Star Power Forecast. Thank you for joining me. Okay, for February, there's no Mercury retrograde this month, so that alone helps things along. But there are a couple of challenging days. So far, here are the days to look for. February 1st, Venus and Neptune are conjunct in Pisces. On the 3rd, there's a trine between Mercury in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini. On the 9th, there's a conjunction of the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius. The 10th, which is one of the troubling days, there's a square between Mercury in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus. And the 12th, the full moon in Leo, is another troubling day. Uranus squares it and Mercury opposes it. Then along comes the new moon in Pisces on the 27th. Now let's see how these aspects shake out for the individual signs. Aries. On February 1st, with the conjunction of Venus and Neptune in Pisces in your 12th house, a romance may be triggered behind the scenes out of public view. Or you could be hired to work on a creative endeavor. Or, equally possible, you find a female therapist who meets your needs. The trine on the 3rd should be to your liking. It's between Mercury in Aquarius in your 11th house and Jupiter in Gemini in your 3rd. It's a perfect day to check in with your network. Send out a newsletter and email something chatty and informative about the year ahead. The conjunction on the 9th between the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius also occurs in your 11th house. Your network or brand could go viral, and with some help from Pluto and Aquarius in the same house, the impact is impressive. It's the forefront of your communication today. The square on the 10th between Mercury in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus may be troublesome. This aspect results in miscommunication with someone in your network. It may impact your cash flow for some reason, so try to resolve it within the next day or so. The 12th brings a full moon in Leo in your 5th house. If you're completing a creative endeavor, you may be casting around already for the next gig, the next project. That should come with the new moon in Pisces on the 27th, but it may not be what you expect, and read on to find out why. Be aware, though, that Mercury is opposed to this full moon, which can bring its own communication snafus, and Uranus and Taurus squares it. The square may impact your finances in some way. The new moon in Pisces features a total of 5 planets in that sign, all in your 12th house. In addition to the Sun and Moon, there are Mercury, Neptune, and Saturn. So there's plenty of emotional and intuitive energy behind the opportunities that surface. Among the possibilities are you land a gig behind the scenes, find a new therapist who understands exactly what you're looking for, you find exactly the right structure or outlet for something in which you're involved. Your intuition is pretty much flawless with this new moon, so don't hesitate to listen to it. Taurus. It looks like a pretty good month, and it gets off to a start on the 1st with a conjunction of Venus and Neptune in Pisces in your 11th house. A romance may be in the offing with a member of your network of friends and colleagues, or it's possible that you're approached by someone in your network to work on a creative project. The trine on the 3rd should suit you. It's between Mercury in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini. It looks like a communication project brings in additional income. You may sell a book, land a ghostwriting project, or be asked to conduct a workshop in your particular expertise. Jupiter has been busy expanding your income, and when it teams up with Mercury, it expands your communication abilities as well. The 10th may be a hassle. The square between Mercury in Aquarius and Uranus in your sign indicates that communication with a colleague or boss may go sideways. It doesn't have to be catastrophic and can be rectified with an honest, straightforward email or phone call. Before you write that email or make that call, be clear about what you're going to say. The 12th brings a full moon Leo in your 4th house. Mercury opposes it, Uranus in your sign squares it. So there may be some communication problems that occur suddenly and unexpectedly with a colleague or boss, and that, in turn, impacts whatever is going on at home. For instance, you may be refurbishing your home in preparation for putting it on the market, and a communication issue throws a glitch into the process. The new moon in Pisces on the 27th may send your brand or network viral. In addition to the Sun and Moon in Pisces, 3 other planets are in that sign too: Saturn, Neptune, and Mercury. In other words, half the zodiac is in your 11th house during this new moon. That's a lot of potent energy. Gemini. No Mercury retro this month, so that alone means things generally move forward. On the 1st, there's a conjunction in your career area between Venus and Neptune. It could be that a romance with a colleague begins, or that you're assigned or take on a creative endeavor that deepens your intuitive ability. The trine on the 3rd is between Mercury in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini. It's a terrific day for communication with people in other cultures or countries, a spiritual friend or advisor, a teacher in college or grad school, or get going on your preparations for a trip overseas. Make your plans, buy your tickets. The 9th is another stellar day. The conjunction of the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius puts your attention squarely on an overseas trip, on grad school or law school, or on spiritual issues. You may be talking things over with a trusted friend or mentor. Your focus could also be on technical stuff on the future. The 10th may be a troubling day. There's a square between Mercury in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus. It looks like an unconscious belief you hold objects to something you want to do. Find the belief, work with it, decide whether it blocks or serves you, and act accordingly. The full moon in Leo on the 12th falls in your 3rd house. Uranus squares it, Mercury opposes it. Ouch. If you're trying to finish something, you may meet resistance, and communication probably won't solve the problem. So keep it for another day when the aspects are more conducive. And don't worry, new opportunities will surface with the new moon in Pisces on the 27th. Okay, this new moon in Pisces on the 27th falls in your career area. It's a beauty. New professional opportunities should surface quickly. It's smart to set your intentions ahead of time for this one. What is it that you want professionally? What would you like to change? How soon do you want this change? There's a lot of energy behind this moon because 3 other planets are also in Pisces: Saturn, Mercury, and Neptune. Your intuition is quite strong now. Heed it. Cancer. You should enjoy most of February. No Mercury retro, and there are some aspects compatible with your water sign sun. In fact, on the 1st, the conjunction between Venus and Neptune in water sign Pisces should be very much to your liking. You may meet someone whose beliefs or spirituality coincide with your own, and the attraction is likely to be immediate. Your intuitive antenna is twitching. Heed it. The 3rd features a trine between Mercury in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini. Something you're involved in behind the scenes, a project, a cooperative effort, should bring in money. Jupiter's been busy expanding your options, and here's an example of it. On the 9th, the conjunction of the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius may result in a psychic insight that leads you in the right direction. It occurs in your 8th house on your financial axis, so don't ignore these psychic nudges. You may get a break in insurance, a mortgage, or with a credit card. Your communications today are about your plans for the future. The square on the 10th may feel like a Mercury retro day. Mercury in Aquarius squares Uranus in Taurus. Someone in your network of colleagues and friends may be stirring up trouble, and it's your job to resolve it. Best not to do it all at once, but to move forward in increments. The 12th may be a problematic day with a full moon in Leo in your income area that's opposed by Mercury and squared by Taurus. And squared by Uranus and Taurus, sorry. You're expecting to be paid for a project you've completed, but the client or employer may want revisions. Don't make a big fuss about it. Do what's asked so that you get paid. The new moon, fellow water sign Pisces on the 27th, will be a welcome relief. The new opportunity should surface quickly. You'll know which ones to select because your intuition will be practically infallible. Besides the Sun and Moon in Pisces, Saturn, Mercury, and Neptune will be in that sign too. Possibilities: a trip overseas. You're invited to conduct a workshop or to be part of a group that explores spirituality. Leo. There are several aspects this month that impact your 8th house, part of your financial axis, and your partnership area. On the 1st, the conjunction of Venus and Neptune in Pisces occurs in your 8th house. A project that draws on your creativity results in income, and a woman is helpful. This combination also indicates that the voice of your intuition is powerful, so listen to it. The trine on the 3rd between Mercury in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini indicates smooth communication today with your network and in advertising your brand. It's an ideal time to send out a newsletter and touch base with your network and let them know about your strategy for the new year. Meanwhile, Jupiter has been working for months, expanding your membership and the visibility of your brand. The 9th brings another conjunction, this one in Aquarius. The Sun and Mercury team up in your partnership area and bring a visionary quality to your communications today. Whether you're talking with a personal or business partner, you're quite clear about your goals and needs. The 10th may feel like a Mercury retro day. The square between Mercury and Aquarius and Uranus and Taurus is to blame. Since this involves your professional life, it's a good idea to resolve it today, if possible. A phone call or an in-person meeting. With Uranus in the mix, there may be a sudden, unexpected element to all this. The full moon in your sign on the 12th is squared by Uranus and Taurus and opposed by Mercury. There may be professional trouble today stirred up by a colleague, an employer, or business or personal partner. It's probably best not to try to resolve the thing today when the aspects are so unfavorable. Wait a day or two. New financial opportunities are headed your way on the 27th. The new moon in Pisces on February 27th falls on your financial axis in the 8th house again. The opportunity should surface rather quickly and may include a new project or responsibility that brings you a percentage of the profits, a significant break on insurance, credit cards, or a mortgage. And yes, there may be an opportunity that comes through a psychic experience of some kind, so be vigilant. Virgo, no trickster stuff from Mercury this month. That alone makes it easier to navigate. On the 1st, the conjunction of Venus and Neptune in Pisces is in your 7th house of partnerships. It could be that you meet someone who interests you romantically. You may share similar spiritual beliefs, or you may experience insight today that relates to a creative project in which you're involved. For months now, transiting Jupiter and Gemini has been expanding your professional options. On the 3rd, with the trine between Jupiter and Mercury in Aquarius, you're discussing your career choices with work colleagues. You may be asking people's opinion and doing a bit of brainstorming and research. The conjunction on the 9th between the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius brings laughter and joy to your daily work routine. You love whatever you're doing and you enjoy communicating it to other people. You also have ideas about the future, your own and collectively. The 10th may feel like a Mercury retro day because Mercury in Aquarius is squared by Uranus in Taurus. It could be that something you're expected to do in your daily work offends your worldview or spirituality or your belief system. You may not be able to resolve it today, so wait until after the full moon in Leo on the 12th, which has its own challenges. Okay, this full moon in Leo falls in your 12th house. It's squared by Uranus and opposed by Mercury. Ouch. If you're completing something or trying to, you run into sudden, unexpected opposition. Communication goes haywire. Might actually be a great day to stick around your place doing something you enjoy. The new moon in Pisces on the 27th occurs in your partnership area. So this is where your new opportunities surface. It may be a new romantic interest, a new business partner with a vision of how to publicize your brand, a new therapist, a new contractor, a new physician. It actually depends on what you're looking for. Libra. On the 1st, your 6th house is stimulated with the conjunction of Venus and Neptune in Pisces. You and a female colleague may be working together on a new project at work that draws on your combined creativity, or also possible a romance with a colleague begins. You share a camaraderie of spiritual beliefs. The 3rd should be an enjoyable day. The trine between fellow air signs Mercury and Aquarius and Jupiter and Gemini brings out your creative genius. You're able to communicate the ideas so well that a client or employer is impressed. Jupiter has spent months expanding your worldview and spiritual beliefs, and now it's paying off. The conjunction of the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius on the 9th is another bonus for you. This one urges you to get out and do something you really enjoy. You may spend the day with your kids or brainstorming with a friend or romantic partner about a creative endeavor that excites you. Good thing, too, because the 10th will feel like a Mercury retro day. The square on the 10th is between Mercury in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus. Payment you're expecting for a project runs into problems. Check with your employer or client to get things straightened out. And don't wait until tomorrow because the full moon in Leo has its own challenges. The full moon on the 12th in Leo is squared by Uranus and opposed by Mercury. Something in your network or with your brand advertising goes awry. Communication may solve the problem, but because the problem comes up suddenly and unexpectedly, you may want to wait a day or two. You're trying to complete something and the delay is frustrating. The new moon on the 27th tries to compensate for the full moon problems by presenting you with new opportunities in your daily work. Possibilities: a new job with better pay, a side gig that brings in extra money, an additional responsibility at work, a new boss, new colleagues. You get the idea here, right? Scorpio. No Mercury retro this month, so life runs more smoothly. On the 1st, the conjunction of Venus and Neptune and fellow water sign Pisces triggers your creativity and may bring about a romance with a collaborator. Your intuition deepens considerably with this aspect, so listen to it. On the 3rd, the trine between Mercury in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini stimulates productive conversation connected to your home and family and financial details like insurance, credit, and mortgages. You or someone in your family may be buying or considering the purchase of a home or car and are looking for the best deal. The 9th brings a productive conjunction of the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius. It's an ideal day to spend with family and catch up on everyone's news. Plan something special, a meal, a day at the beach, at a park. Enjoy the day. Because the 10th is not a great day. There's a square to contend with between Mercury in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus, so it's going to feel like a Mercury retrograde day. You and a personal or business partner miscommunicate about something, and it may not be resolved right away. Patience, Scorpio. You're going to need plenty of that with the full moon in Leo on the 12th. This full moon on the 12th is squared by Uranus and opposed by Mercury. The challenge appears to be with your network or brand. A partner, probably a business partner, objects to what's going on. In order to get paid for the work you've nearly completed, it's best to deal with this in the next day or two and get ready for the new moon in Pisces on the 27th by stating your intentions for the kind of new opportunities you would like to experience. This new moon in a fellow water sign, Pisces, on the 27th falls in your 5th house. New opportunities should surface rather quickly. Possibilities: a budding romance, a new creative gig, the chance to do something you really enjoy, or you or someone in your family discovers that they are pregnant. Sagittarius. The month begins with a conjunction on the first of Venus and Neptune in Pisces. This occurs in your 4th house. An adult daughter may come home to live for a while, or you're doing a lot of creative work at home that springs from a deep intuition. If you're preparing your home to put it on the market, the chance for a sale for your asking price may happen in or around the time of the new moon in Pisces on the 27th. On the 3rd, there's a trine to enjoy between Mercury in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini. This one connects your 3rd and 7th houses, so it looks as if you and a personal or business partner are communicating well. Jupiter has been expanding your partnership area for months now and will continue to do so until June 9th when it enters Cancer. Take advantage of this energy. The conjunction of the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius on the 9th should be a fun day to get together with friends, neighbors, and siblings, and to reach out to people you haven't heard from in a while. Your communication skills are heightened, and you might consider sending out a newsletter to your network to talk about your plans for the new year. The 10th might be a good day to stick close to home. The square between Mercury in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus may result in miscommunication with work colleagues, which can lead to other complications. If possible, work from home today. This will minimize your aggravation. The full moon of fellow fire sign Leo on the 12th may come with its own challenges too. Uranus squares this moon and Mercury opposes it. Ouch. If you're traveling abroad during this time, you may have to deal with sudden, unexpected snafus that result from miscommunication. Patience, Sag. The new moon in Pisces on the 27th occurs in your 4th house, and that's where the new possibilities will surface. Possibilities. You sell your house for your asking price. You find the right roommate. Someone in the family announces a pregnancy. You get the idea here, right? The new opportunities are connected to home, family, and your personal environment. Capricorn. There are enough aspects this month and signs that are compatible with your Earth sign Sun to make the month fairly easy to navigate. And the best news of all is there's no Mercury retrograde. On the 1st, Venus and Neptune are conjunct in water sign Pisces. This one deepens your intuition and sets up the ideal atmosphere for a lot of communication with friends and neighbors. There's a possibility that some of this communication could result in a side gig that draws on your creativity and results in additional income. The 3rd should actually be a productive day. The trine between Mercury and Aquarius and Jupiter and Gemini should bring in income. Jupiter has spent months expanding your daily work routine options, and now it's beginning to pay off financially. Keep your client or employer informed about the specifics of what you're doing. The 9th should be a financially productive day with a conjunction of the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius in your 2nd house of income. It should also be an enjoyable day with all that Aquarian energy. Today, you're the visionary. Use that ability wisely. You'll need it tomorrow. The 10th features a square between Mercury and Aquarius and Uranus and Taurus. If you're expecting payment for a client for a project, you may encounter a sudden and unexpected delay in the payment. Try to resolve it today or tomorrow because the 12th may not be such a great day either for resolving issues. The full moon in Leo on the 12th falls in your 8th house, part of your financial axis. It's squared by Uranus and opposed by Mercury at the other end of the financial axis. This full moon indicates that whatever you're completing runs into some major roadblocks that you don't see coming. So get out ahead of things if possible. Finally, on the 27th, the new moon in Pisces ushers in new financial opportunities. It's a good idea to set your intentions before this new moon arrives. What do you really want? A new job? A better paying job? A side gig? Decide and go for it. Aquarius. On the 1st, the conjunction of Venus and Neptune in Pisces in your income area should stimulate your creativity in terms of money. A female friend or sister is helpful in some way, and so is your muse. Your intuition deepens today. Listen to it. The 3rd features a trine between Mercury in your sign and Jupiter and Gemini. The trine definitely stimulates your creativity, and you're chatting about ideas with friends and trusted colleagues. Jupiter has spent months expanding your options in creativity, romance, and whatever you do for fun and pleasure. You and a partner may have had a child during this period, and if so, your attention is focused on that child and any other kids you may have. The conjunction on the 9th of the Sun and Mercury in your sign should be a terrific day. Your visionary abilities are excellent, and your joyous mood indicates that any barriers you may encounter dissipate before they become a problem. Good thing. You'll need that mood and self-confidence to get through the 10th and then the 12th. The square on the 10th between Mercury in your sign and Uranus in Taurus hurts. This one throws a wrench into important communications concerning a creative job, a romance, or your plans to do something fun and enjoyable. In other words, it feels like a Mercury retro day. You may want to resolve this today if possible, because by the full moon in Leo on the 12th, the situation could take a turn for the worst. Okay, this troubling full moon in Leo on the 12th is in your partnership area. It's squared by Uranus and Taurus and opposed by Mercury in your sign. Whatever you're trying to complete runs into a major glitch with your employer or client. It comes at you suddenly and unexpectedly, and you need to act quickly to straighten things out. Don't lose hope. With the new moon in Pisces on the 27th, new opportunities surface in your income area. The new moon in Pisces is a beauty, and the opportunity should appear fairly quickly. Maybe a new job with a handsome salary, a side gig that pays well, a considerable raise in your current job. Pisces. The month begins with the conjunction of Venus and Neptune in your sign on the 1st. This could lead to a rather dreamy day when your intuitive prowess is at its height. If you meet someone who interests you romantically, heed your intuition on how to proceed. Or even if you should proceed, the day would be well spent using this energy to delve into your creativity. On the 3rd, the trine between Mercury and Aquarius and Jupiter and Gemini smooths communication with a family member or someone in your personal environment. Jupiter has been in your 4th house for months now, expanding your family and home environment. Perhaps you moved to a larger home recently with more property, or perhaps someone in the family had a new child. Whatever the circumstances, it's an ideal day to talk about your concerns or plans. The conjunction of the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius on the 9th favors anything you're doing behind the scenes, therapy, ghostwriting, production work of any kind. You're the visionary today, so use the ability as well as you can. Make it count. In fact, you may want to use it to work your way through the challenges that tomorrow may heap on you. The 10th is likely to be a difficult day. It'll feel like Mercury retro all over again. There's a square to contend with between Mercury and Aquarius and Uranus and Taurus. Something a neighbor or sibling does or says really rubs you the wrong way. Stand up for yourself and your opinion and do it firmly but gently. On the 12th, the full moon in Leo is opposed by Mercury and squared by Uranus. Ugh. Whatever you're completing in your daily work routine suddenly runs into a problem with your client or employer. You don't see it coming and it throws you off. Try to resolve it today if possible. Don't fret about it and drive yourself half nuts though. There's a new moon in your sign on the 27th and it's a beauty, so all is not lost. The new moon on the 27th should bring plenty of new opportunities that will delight you and that will surface in any area of your life. The new moon in your sign happens just once a year. It's to your advantage to set your intentions about what kinds of opportunities you'd like to see. So start doing that several days ahead of time.
Thanks for joining The Mystical Underground. Visit www.themysticalunderground.com for the latest blog post and book info. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app. Listen to the podcast at podcast.themysticalunderground.com. Follow Trish and Rob on Instagram at Trish and Rob MacGregor. Follow us on Twitter at TheMysticCast. Send email to podcast@themysticalunderground.com. And until next week, thank you for listening and stay mystical.